Hello, my name's Michael Houtis, and I'm going to put together a few videos that walk us through SDT Assistant and how it can be used to analyze data. And one of the best things about SDT Assistant is that you can process a lot of data fairly fast once you know exactly what you are doing. The not so good thing is that there's a bit of a learning curve to overcome in terms of primarily getting your data into the correct format for analysis and then deciding exactly what sort of analysis that you would like to conduct. Okay, so this first video, we're going to simply look at how to download SDT Assistant and get it ready to start using. And the first step is to go to the website, and you'll find houtis.org up here is where you need to go, and you find this page as a starter, which tells you a bit about my research. And then up here we have a couple of different things. There's a section on detection theory, which is relates to the book that was published a few years ago on this topic, and it was for this version of detection theory, a user's guide, that SDT Assistant was updated so that it could undertake analyses that were indicated in the book. So that could be a good thing to see if you can get your library to have this book either electronically or in hard copy, so that you can use it to fully understand the sorts of analyses that you can use with SDT Assistant. And then there's this link here which takes us straight to the page where SDT Assistant is housed. And okay, so we can see here that we're up to version 3, and that was put out only a year ago. So it's even newer than the version that was used with the book. And what we can see here is that we have, if you want to read the manual or have a look through the manual first, you can just download the PDF directly from here. The thing with the manual is that it is fairly long and extensive, and hence why I'm putting a few of these videos together to help simplify the onboarding for the software. And then down here, it just tells you a few key features about SDT Assistant and what it can do. Primarily, it can fit ROC data. Okay, so data that have been collected with responses that have more than 2 options. And so rating data might be the most classic kind. We can see over here that SDT Assistant can fit various different experimental designs. The one that most people will of course use is the yes-no and possibly 2 AFC designs, but there are many others that it can fit as well. It can also do binary response analysis. Okay, so if you just have data where the person made a binary decision, then there's a separate form of analysis that can be used there. It can plot a RSC curve for you. It's not designed to plot RSC curves at publication quality. It just provides a diagnostic version of an RSC curve, so you can see what is going on with your data, where the points are, and what the curve actually looks like. It does provide data that you can import into a plotting program to produce publication quality RSC curves, amongst other things. And then we extended SDT Assistant when Detection Theory, a User's Guide was published. And we've sort of enabled it to produce the data that are in all the tables in Appendix 5 of that book. So even if you don't have the book, you can use SDT Assistant to get those values. Okay, so how do we download SDT Assistant? Well, we click on Download SDT Assistant. and it takes us to a website that allows you to download this. This is pCloud. It's very safe, and we can see we're going to download SDT Assistant version 3. It's only 85 megabytes, so it's not large, and most people want to do a direct download. So we click on that there, and in Chrome we can see that the download has commenced and is going to be over very shortly. Give it a few more seconds and open up our downloads folder, and here it is. Okay. And so now it's time to install SDT Assistant, and it comes in a zip file. So if we just double click on the zip file, it should open up like this, and there's an installation.txt file which you can read if you wish. If you double click on it, it will open up in your text editor. And so essentially we've got some things here that can be done. Copy the SDT Assistant folder to anywhere on your computer that you would like it to go. A lot of people just use their desktops, but you can put it anywhere that you would like. Run SDT Assistant exe, and then it works. You've got it installed. The documentation is provided in the SDT Assistant manual, so this is exactly the same PDF that you could directly download that I mentioned on the website, so there's nothing different about it, it's just that it's now on your computer. And a thing to notice, this software does not modify any system files, doesn't write anything to the registry, so to remove it, you can simply delete the files. Okay, so we can make that go away, and we can make our desktop visible, and we can grab this folder and stick it onto our desktop over here. So it's being unzipped and copied. Now there are a lot of small files in here that you can see going through here. You probably will not need these, but there are a lot of them, and because they're so small, they actually take quite a long time to copy across, and of course first they're being decompressed. Okay, I'll just pause this for a minute and then restart when that's completed. Okay, now that's completed. It didn't actually take too much longer. So now we can just make this go away, and here's our folder that we've copied to our desktop. So if we open that, we find a whole bunch of files in here which we do not need to do anything at all with. The one we're primarily interested in, so here's the manual, if you want to read the manual, and this is SDT Assistant itself here, and if we just click on it, you'll get this sort of warning probably from Windows. Just click on more info and run anyway, and it will start up after a few seconds. So here we have SDT Assistant version 3, and this is the software that we will get to use. Now, initially I'll just say two things, and then I'll end this video and do another one showing how to analyze some data. So I mentioned primarily two things that you can do with this software. One is to fit rating data, and we can see here that it is actually opens up on a screen which is designed for rating data, and so that's the default mode, if you like. And then I mentioned that there was binary data analysis that we could do as well. So if we click on binary, we find that we can get D prime from false alarm and hit rates. And another one is D prime from PC Max, which we will not worry about now, but this one here will be the primary one for looking at D prime calculations from binary data. And yes, that does look quite a lot of things there, but in reality it is simple and straightforward to use, as long as you don't focus on the wrong elements on the display. So on that note, we'll close that down, and you can maybe get your software loaded, get it onto your machine, and then in the next video we'll consider some form of analysis that we can do to demonstrate how it works and how you can get the most out of the software. Okay, thank you for joining me in this first video.